Hey guys, my name is Bando. This is Brexit Bando, and I'm sure as everyone has already seen everywhere all at once, for those YouTubers who have the wonderful ability to make videos during the day, we had the Astartes 2 trailer, and it's jam-packed with stuff. Returns of the Retributors chapter from the Astartes 1, who have had a serious upgrade in firepower. The sides of the Emperor show up. The Mortificators, by the look of it, who are always a favourite of mine ever since Codex Ultramarines. Orange Orcs, Blood Angels, channeling their inner armoured core. Some fantastic Sons of Medusa, another absolute chapter. I've always loved the Sons of Medusa. So this trailer is not containing animation that will be in this new animation. Apparently, this is scenes that introduce characters who are going to be involved in some way, shape, or form in the animation of the Death Watch, which is going to be really interesting. This is the level of quality we've wanted for quite some time. This, I believe, if this was the level of animation that things like the Hammer and Bolter showed off, if this was the level of animation that we got for things like the Return to Cadia and the Pariah Nexus, I truly believe that Warhammer Plus would probably be one of the most successful things that Games Workshop has to it. I think that even at the original release of a couple of minute long videos, would have seen people subscribing to this in huge numbers, and I think that this animation clearly shows just the sheer level of passion that fans can have, that the quality that fans can put out. I mean, I love this image of the size of the Emperor. It's so anime with the cloaks. It's so extra. It's fantastic. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this back through, and I'm going to do the playback speed at like half speed, and that way. Oh, I didn't mean to go full screen. So let's have a look at this at half speed, so I can actually talk about this, because there's so much going on, and everyone's talked about it, but I want to do my bit. I'm a YouTuber. I've got to make a video. So to start off with, we have a quote: "Many brotherhoods united in purpose. We are the shield that slays." I think the slays bit is a bit much. "We are the shield" is enough. This opening shot of a storm bird, by the look of it, and a marine descending into a hive world. It's so Blade Runner. Then this upshot of what I'm thinking is some sort of chaos character, some traitors. Then we have, I think they're the Revilers. I'm probably wrong. So we have what looks like a loyalist or a recent traitor on the left here, and then an obvious older traitor here on the right. I can't quite make out what Legion they're from. That Legion or chapter badge there, it reminds me of the Castigators, whose symbol is a whip, but I don't know who that is, so it might be a new chapter. And obviously millions of followers. Then we have these guys turning up with a flamer and a heavy bolter. The classic sort of heavy weapons. And what we're seeing here is all Firstborn Marines. And it's so iconic. It looks right. It looks... Oh, look at this... look at this backpack. Look at the wear. The dirt. The dirt is in the recesses. The wear is along the edges of where the wear would be. There isn't overly excessive wear. Well, like right here behind his head, he's not going to be banging this part because it's not going to be running into things. But on the edges where it's probably going to be going up against walls, or when he's dropping it or pulling the ammunition out of it, oh, the level and attention to detail here of this is fantastic. Now, I love the Scythe of the Emperor. I like the Scythe of the Emperor, and I like the Marines Malevolent. Why? Because I think black and yellow Space Marines look cool. And the Scythes of the Emperor, they're tyrannid, killing badasses. And here they are, just doing their thing. More Mark 7 goodness. You know, we've got that studded shoulder pad. It is clear 40k. Their armour is a mishmash of stuff. The Mortifactors, or Mortificators, we have this, what looks like an orange orc. I'm assuming it's just the lighting. I kind of want to do orange orcs though now. The Mortificators, really cool bone and black scheme. They are in, I can't remember which book it is. I think it's one of Graham McNeil's Ultramarines series, where they go in, and the moment they step into the chapter monastery, the fortress monastery, a servo skull comes down and scans the person's head to size up their skull, because they collect skulls of everyone who fights alongside them, because by fighting alongside them you earn the right to have your skull taken and placed in a place of honour, and it's catalogued instantly, and the servo skull is like, you know, cranium examined, location identified for placement. And it's just like, that's cool. It's such a weird little niche thing that probably came from thousands of years ago, from a ritual of honour where they decided that they were going to keep the skull on display of a fallen ally, and it's become a whole cultural thing. And they show up a couple of times in the early sort of second and third edition in some of the codexes. Oh, another fantastic colour scheme. But look here how the detailing in the arm, how the undersuit is flexible, but it's layered, so it adds protection, but it's an obvious weak point. The layering of the ceramite, it means that this person has paid attention to how this person moves in their armour. They haven't just copied a Space Marine model one for one and gone, we'll fluff it in the editing. He's thought, this is a suit of armour that a person wears that serves a purpose. Look how the elbow guards is so much thinner than it is on the model, and it's hollowed because it has to be there for movement. And the first thing he does is he brings his shoulder pad up, because that's his whole idea, is to take the blow. Secure the weapon and come in with the hook. Perfect. Oh, just such a sad end. But I'm not seeing any blood splatting up, so it's only he hasn't broken his armour yet. He could still survive. This scene here is... I have a GIF of this that is called tacobell.gif. I will leave it up to your imagination why it's called that. But as a fan of the Armoured Core series, that is what instantly jumped out to me. That this guy is just a 600-pound high-speed mech flying down a corridor at you. And look at it. It's just great. Oh, I don't mean to go back. Can we get it in the light? No, we can't. He's got that Mark 7 jump pack. He's got all of the parts. You know, the purity seals flapping. His hands out there. He's, you know, he knows what he's doing. He is flying towards something with hate in his eyes. I love it. This is like a laser board tunnel. They've just, you know, stuck the lighting. It reminds me of the mines in one of the Caiaphas Cain books. Then we have this great shot of these orc commandos. Again, the sort of orange orcs. They're mean. They're not green, but they look so threatening. These are the orcs that people are terrified of. These are the orcs that come out of the woods and attack imperial cities. These are the orcs that the Armageddon Steel Legion fought so bravely against, that the Hell's Reach Crusade fought and died for. These aren't some silly over-the-top World of Warcraft orcs with their big bones and their big chompers and, on their silly top knots. These are brutal, horrible, murdering aliens, and I love it with their little beady red eyes. Look how they move together as a pack. The sheer titanic scale of an Imperial vessel. That Blood Angel again, we get to see some more of his detailing. And look here closely. You can see the vector control on his backpack move and change as it constricts. Whew, get excited here. Mark 6 armor represent. The Sons of Medusa, a wonderful Iron Hand successor, coming in here and giving the Tau what for. Now, two things here. Firstly, the Tau are in their classic 3rd edition, or is it 4th edition? It might be 4th edition. I think it's 4th edition, actually. 4th edition colour scheme, that wonderful Tau ochre colour, which is great. I've always preferred that colour scheme to the white they go for at the moment. And secondly, the confirmation that Tau have red blood. Now, I've always believed that Tau should have blue blood. I think the idea of a copper-based life form is much more interesting. But red-blooded Tau, good. Nice and high contrast. Shows up really well. But look at this wonderful terrain, this bombed-out building. How you can see that the ceiling's collapsed in there and it's all fallen through. And the masonry, that it's not just placed willy-nilly. It looks like it's going to come through somewhere. The strain on these pillars, one's already broken. It shows such a level of attention to detail. How that Marine instantly knows to keep shooting the direction it's moving, not just fire wildly. He fires 2 shots, boom, boom, to chase it down. The Mars pattern predators without their sponsons, because we don't need silly sponsons, just gunning it down this freeway. Just showing you how fast they are. It's not silly. It's not over the top. The Marine vehicle looks like a tank. It's that wonderful blend of realism. This is believable. This is what you'd expect to see. This is something that isn't just absolutely bright and colourful. It's dirty, it's dingy. It's a lot more believable as a combat vehicle, even though it's Legion. It's in chapter colours. It has the chapter badge all over it. It's covered in, Aquillas and all these other bits. But the speed it's going and all that, and look how it's still got the lines where they put the kit together. I was like the running idea in my head of the joke that some guardsman's going to be out there looking at the mould line on his las gun, because why wouldn't you be using an injection mould to make all the plastic parts and for your stuff? And, you don't need to clean the mould lines off. You're making 1 billion of them an hour. But so good, and the way it just totals that truck. More Tyranids. It's a classic Castaferum Dreadnought as well. More detailing. Interesting that this guy, this Devastator, he's got a black helmet with a red triangle on the forehead. Are we going to be seeing a return of the characters we saw in the first one? Looks like the Chaos Marine here is not having any of the revilers, stand up to him. Maybe that is the guy from the first one. And again, this shot, I can't even with this. It is so Gundam. I love it. I love everything about this. I mean, that's just personal. Stab them with as one thing, but then stab them and then just trigger the chainsaw is just a little bit far. Now, this bit, I was a bit concerned here, because I thought, with the Inquisitional rosette on his forehead, is this supposed to be a Grey Knight? But he's wearing a standard Indomitus helmet, not the Aegis pattern. I got a little bit bit concerned there. But then, suffer not the alien to live. It's obviously the Death Watch. Over 250,000 views in 6 hours. Fantastic for Digital Bones, who is the company, as far as I'm aware, they're the company that the creator of Astartes made to do this. Yeah, really, it's fantastic, and I'm so looking forward to this. And it's such a opportunity for Games Workshop to win back some fan loyalty and some goodwill. I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. I think that this is going to be something great. I hope we kind of get it in one go. I'm assuming we'll probably get it in drips and drabs like the first one was. But anyway, I'm hyped. I don't get hyped for much. I love these animations. I still won't be subscribing to Warhammer Plus out of principle, but I will certainly be watching this and giving my thoughts when it comes out. Talking about thoughts, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Were you excited for this? What was your favourite moment in this trailer? Which chapter are you really looking forward to seeing more of? Are there any chapters you wish were represented in this? We did see most of these clips, or parts of those clips, at the end of Astartes 1. And I might go back and watch that just to compare it side by side at some point. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I always appreciate it. If you want to support the channel, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.